So yeah, I ain't know what you're doing this time. I got something to say. But nah. So boom. I was having a friendly debate, or what I thought was a friendly debate, with this another black woman about what had happened to Charlie Kirk. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not saying he was a good person, but I don't think he should have died or went out the way he went out. And she was like, I got no sympathy for bro. I'm glad he died. I'm actually celebrating blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, that's your opinion. I really don't care. To not have sympathy over a murder, regardless of the person it was or the circumstances or what he did or his opinions. You know, that shows a lot about your character, right? So then, I go to a whole nother topic with a whole nother person about the Ukrainian woman who got stabbed on the bus, and she was like, "Yeah, fuck that Ukrainian woman. I don't care about her either." And that man was schizophrenic, so he shouldn't be held accountable for what he did. He clearly wasn't in his right mind. He had no control over his body, etc., etc. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? And then she gonna say, this was wrong with you coons. Y'all always got sympathy for white people. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I don't know. That's some bullshit. But what you think? What you think about that?
Well, I think I would say I don't think it's I don't think sympathy would be the correct word. I think being a moral person would make you have a conclusion to say you wouldn't want somebody to get shot, like that and die and bleed out. But at the end of the day, she's entitled to her opinion because it's free speech. I don't agree with the opinion, but I think people have a misconception of like what is sympathy and what is like actually caring. So first off, some stuff Charlie Kirk said I actually agree with. Probably like 60% of the stuff that he said I agree with. I agree with him on a lot of the stuff when it came to the black community because he used statistics very disingenuously. He never added context. Um, and I do think he was definitely anti-black. I think like the stuff he said about Trayvon. He said Trayvon Martin hunted down George Zimmerman. That's just a lie.
Yeah, didn't he
But
say he was gonna get the officer who killed George Floyd exonerated because he was just using a simple police tactic?
yeah, but regardless, I mean that's that he at the end of the day, right? People like to pick and choose because they live we live under a society to where you can have free speech. So you can't say on one end, I'm allowed to believe what I believe, but then if you disagree with me and you believe what you believe, you deserve to die. And the thing that I have an issue with is people that are these fake radicals. I made a video about this about these fake pro-black radicals, where they basically they're so pro-black. It took a white man to kill another white man for them to become pro-black or to them be to have this radical mindset. You'll never go out and do anything to anybody. You're sitting on the internet talking, you're tweeting, you're on TikTok making these videos about it, but you're not actually going out there in the field. I don't have respect for that. If you actually going out there and doing it, like I said, I agree with it, but hey, at least you're going out there and doing it. I can respect that you standing on your business as a man or a woman, but usually the people that's on the internet doing all of this, yeah, he should have died, yeah, fuck him, we black, pro black. You're not doing anything. You're going to work and coming home. You're not militant. You think you're militant, and it took a white man to kill another white man for you to become militant. It doesn't make any sense to me. But
And
I don't think that most black people are celebrating his death. I think most black people are just kind of indifferent about it. I think it's kind of like
so
just like
so
whatever.
boom, look about the like okay, so with the Ukrainian woman, right? They keep on saying that the dude was schizophrenic. Like, so first of all, if he's that fucking crazy, that schizophrenic, why was he released 14 times first? And second, I was reading something about mental disabilities, and if you're like diagnosed with a mental disability like schizophrenia, dementia, stuff like that, you aren't capable to stand trial. Therefore, you can't be arrested or convicted.
No,
Or
you
you
can
can be
still be
arrested, but
yeah.
you can't be convicted. You can't stand trial.
I think it depends, but I mean, yeah, I'm not negating that. I broke down that video already. Yeah, I think he should have never been out. But yeah, I'm not justifying that woman getting stabbed in the neck. I think that was terrible, and I think there's different levels of mental disorder though, and I don't think that he was at a level to where he just genuinely couldn't help anything that he did. I think
Right.
I think he did have a level of it for sure, based on his history and the stuff that people were saying. And if you look at some of his arrest reports and stuff like that, I think they said even his own sister said he was mentally messed up or whatever. But
Mhm.
I think it's levels to it. So I think they still doing an investigation or whatever it is. But yeah, that was completely wrong, and I'm not co-signing that at all. And but I will say, yeah, he was. But there was history of him being mentally messed up. And but I don't think, again, to your point that you was going back and forth with that woman, I think people are getting things misconstrued. I had a conversation with people in my chat about this, and of course, the men didn't want to come up because they're too cowardly and they're too scared to come up and talk to me. But I remember when I first broke the news, and I was actually, not to beat them all, I was actually one of the first people to break the news. As soon as I saw the video,
Yeah,
like,
no, I was in here. It was like
yeah,
some dudes.
yeah, I
They
was
was
like,
like, who cares about that white woman or some shit? And like you
no,
like
no,
got
no, no,
mad.
no, 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 hold on, no, that's not. I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about Charlie Kirk. But when Charlie Kirk
Okay.
got shot, um, I went live like 5 minutes after the first post, like the first viral post was posted. I went live immediately after I saw the video. So, but when I went live, I noticed that it was a lot of the people in the comments was like saying that I was like caping for him. Like I was like, yeah, man, because my whole thing was, although I disagree with some of his points, I don't think that you should die for it. I don't think that you should get shot in your neck for it. You know, and that was
Right.
my whole point.
Yeah, because I
And I'm
remember
not
you
gonna
saying
celebrate death. I
times where
wasn't.
they kids are wife, but like
Yeah,
wasn't that
yeah,
a
yeah.
rumor that his kids and wife wasn't there?
Yeah, I guess it came out that they weren't there. They were at the house, but whatever it is, though, I still don't think that. I'm not gonna. I'm not celebrating the man's death, but I think people are taking that out of context. So they hear you're not celebrating his death, so that means you're praising who he was.
Right.
You're like, you know what I'm saying? That's not what that is. That's just like, I don't really care, but I don't think he should have went out like that. And that's with anybody. And this is the thing too, that I always, I have a tough concept understanding with these same people. Let me ask you a question. I know you 19, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so hopefully who do you think has done more damage to the black community? Jesse Jackson, people like Jesse Jackson, Barack Obama, Al Sharpton. Do you think that they have done more damage to the black community, or Charlie Kirk?
Uh, of course, the people you just named,
Right.
especially Jesse.
And you would say that those people individually, not even all combined, individually, they've probably done more harm to the black community, right? Historically.
Yeah,
Do you think
facts.
any of those people should get shot shot in the neck the same way Charlie Kirk did?
No.
Right. So that's my thing. It's like it doesn't mean that I don't agree with mostly anything that fucking Obama was doing, or Al Sharpton was doing, or Jesse Jackson was doing. But that doesn't mean I don't want him to get shot in the neck. That doesn't mean I want him to die. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that it's not the fact that people are like, oh, we gotta cape for him and we gotta. No, it's the fact that I'm a good moral person and I wouldn't want anything to happen to people like that, regardless if I disagree with them politically. And that's the point that I'm making.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I fuck with Charlie Kirk, nor am I bashing his death.
Right.
But like I'm just not fucking with how how they comparing him to Dr. Martin Luther King,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
and
like that either.
how he got like the highest honor of, or like the highest memorial honor or some shit like that. Like he got his memorial was in the or the whatever building it was in DC. I ain't really read too much about it, but like he got his memorial was where presidents get what's it called it, where they get where they swear in.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he should have got that high of an honor. And I don't know. I know damn well he wasn't no
Well,
Dr. Martin.
this is my take on that. I want to give a rebuttal to that. Even with that, because when you say that honor is not from us. That honor is to them and their own people. For white people, if they want to honor him, cool. We have our own people that we honor. So if they feel like that's their Malcolm X, at the end of the day, I don't care, because, or their Martin Luther King, I don't care. So we don't need. I think that a lot of, and I'm not saying you, but I think a lot of black people have this mentality to where, like, we need them to honor us. We don't need them to honor anything that we do, because we honor it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like, I'll give you a perfect example. When it comes to the Grammys, right? When it comes to the Grammys, or when it comes to like the Oscars, or like these award shows and stuff like that, we don't need any of these people, of the things that we don't own, the things that we don't run, to honor who we are. I honor people. I think Jamie Foxx is one of the most underrated actors ever. I think Jamie Foxx, acting wise, just acting, specifically acting, I think he is on a level of Leonardo DiCaprio. I think they're both on like the same level. But most people wouldn't say that. Why? Because you can compare things like movies and how much money they've made, and Oscars and all of these different things, and Emmys and all that. And it's like, well, we don't need them to validate who we are. We can validate ourselves. But I think we have an issue as black people to where we feel like we have to be validated by these people all day long. So when Charlie Kirk get memorialized in a higher honor, we like, hey, we don't like that. Well, who gives a fuck? Because if that's how they feel, they want to feel, cool. They don't honor, we don't need them to honor us. We don't need them to put our historians on a top level, and we are the same. I'm not gonna say we, but these are the same people who will complain and cry about the white people are misrepresenting our history, and they don't teach us the right stuff to eat, and they don't teach us the right education, and they don't teach us the right things that we should do, and they're all lying about everything. But then they want these people to honor us. They want these people to put us on a limelight. So it's like you contradicting yourself. It's like, do you want them to teach a history? Like, you mad at Trump for taking out the black history, but like, aren't these the same people who you claim are they don't care about your history? They don't teach your history correctly, so you can teach your own history. So that's kind of the point.
Yeah. The big like Charlie Kirk's arguments, like it was a lot of black people and white people who would step up and try to debate him about Trump being racist. Like, what was I don't know. I ain't never I see like subtle things in the past that he said, but I don't really see where they can, like argue the fact that Trump is racist.
I think all the motherfuckers racist, but I don't care. Like, I don't care that I don't care. Like, I don't care that they're racist or not. I don't really care. I like some of the stuff Trump does. I think any white billionaire that's been a billionaire or been super rich since like the 70s, of course he fucking racist a little bit. Of course. Who cares though? Yeah. It doesn't affect my everyday life. I mean, even if him being a president, at the end of the day, I will say this. Regardless of what he's doing right now, and I've kind of got off the Trump stuff. I still want Trump to be a great president. I still like some of the stuff that he does, but I'm not on the Trump train like I used to be, because I don't like some of the stuff that he's doing recently. But at the end of the day, he's still gonna do a better job than that Jamaican bitch they was finna put in there. So that's my take on it. But of course they are racist. All the politicians racist. Even if they're not racist, okay, who are the politicians that aren't racist? And if they aren't racist, what are they doing for our community? That question never gets asked by these same people who will be like, "Oh, Trump is racist," and Mitch McConnell. Right. Of course, all of them racist. Yeah, sure.
Or like they be like most Trump supporters are racist. Like,
who cares?
Nigga.
Who cares? That's my take on it. I'm not the person. It's so many other things that we need to be worrying about than worrying about who's racist and not racist. The thing is, are you going to get stuff done? Okay, he's racist. Now what do we do with that information? Just talk about it on the internet and say that they're racist to try to change people's mentality? What are you doing? You're not doing anything with the information. So.
Right. All right, I got one just general question before I step down.
Okay.
Did you watch battle rap?
No.
All right. Well, you need to watch just for GP. You need to watch the Hitman Holla and Murder Mook battle rap. That shit was fire.
That's what you had to say?
Yeah, I said it was a general, question or statement.
No, I'm not really a battle rap fan, but okay, cool, for sure. I probably won't watch it, but maybe people in the comments can watch it.
All right, for sure.
For sure. I appreciate you coming up.
Yes, sir.
Yep. You're asking me about battle rap, man. What? But I appreciate you coming up, my guy.